Complete the first 2 months of each amortization schedule for a fixed rate mortgage. Mortgage $142,300, interest rate 4.4%, term of loan 12 years. Fill out the amortization schedule below and round all values to the nearest cent. Well, we're going to use this formula over to the right where R is equal to P times R over 12 all over 1 minus 12 divided by 12 plus R raised to the 12t power. Now I want you to understand that for this particular problem, R is going to be your monthly payment. P is the initial loan amount. Little r is the interest rate as a decimal. And T is going to be the number of years for the loan. And we're going to use a calculator to do this one. I'm going to use the TI-83 emulator for this particular problem. Every calculator is going to be a little different, and how you enter this in is going to depend upon what your calculator is and how the order of operations are processed with that particular calculator. So let's go ahead and set up what each one of these are going to be. So first we're going to start with P, which is going to be the initial loan amount. P in this case is the $142,300. And notice that I'm not going to put any dollar signs on it or anything like that. We're just going to set them up and put them into the formula and then calculate it. The interest rate is 4.4%, but that means that we're going to write it as a decimal at 0.044. And then we have the time, which is the term of the loan, which is 12 years, so T is equal to 12. And then we will go ahead and put that into the formula, and that's what we're going to put into the calculator. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put everything into the formula. And I'm going to be using a lot of extra parentheses here to make sure that everything gets put into the calculator in the proper order. So I'm going to put a set of parentheses around the numerator. We're going to take P, which is 142,300, which, if you don't remember, the formula is right up here. Okay. And then I'm going to open another set of parentheses, and that P of 142,300 is going to multiply this following fraction. In the numerator, we're going to put 0.044 for the interest rate as a decimal. We're going to divide that by 12 because that's what's there. And then I'm going to close this bottom set of parentheses. Then we'll go ahead and do the denominator. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and put parentheses, 1 minus open parentheses, and then it'll be 12 over 12 plus R, which in this case, just like what we put into the numerator, is 0.044. I will close the parentheses again. Now I'm going to go ahead and write my exponent, which is 12 times T. Notice that I'm going to use parentheses here to enclose T, which in this case is 12. And then I'm going to go ahead and close out the large set of parentheses that began this whole thing. This is what I'm going to type into the calculator. Now, in order to do that, we're going to need a calculator emulator. And this is the TI-83. Now, I'm going to start with the numerator, and I'm going to open a set of parentheses. Okay, so we're going to open parentheses first. Then I'm going to type in $142,300. Open another set of parentheses, 0.044 divided by 12. I will close parentheses not once but twice. Type in divide. Now that divide right here is this division symbol right here, or the fraction bar. Then we're going to open another set of parentheses, and that's going to be this outside parentheses. And then we will type in 1 minus, open parentheses again. We'll do 12 divided by. Now, one of the things I didn't do was put parentheses right here, and I probably should have, because we need this to be done in the denominator. So open parentheses, and then we will do 12 plus 0.044. I will close the parentheses again, and I will close them again. This one right here where the arrow is closes this parentheses. This second parenthesis closes this parenthesis, and now I can do my exponent. I'm going to use the exponent key right here, which looks like a hat, and then I'm going to do 12 times 12. I need both of those to be part of the exponent, so I'm going to open parentheses and close parentheses again, and then I'm going to finally add this outside parenthesis, and then I will hit enter, and this is the answer that I will get, $1,273 and roughly 70 cents. Okay, so that means that right here in this column we'll have 1273.70. Now we need to talk about finding the interest payment, the principal payment, and the balance of principal. So next we will use the following formula. To do this, we're going to talk about interest for the month, so INT, and we'll do that for the month. And that's going to be equal to the old balance of principal, so old balance, and we're going to multiply that by the annual interest rate, so interest rate, and we're going to multiply that by 1 over 12, because that's how much of a year we're looking at for the payment. And so we need to know what the old balance is. Well, in this case it's going to be exactly what we started with, which is going to be $142,300. We're going to multiply that by the interest rate as a decimal, which is going to be 0.044, and then we're going to multiply that by 1 over 12.